Hello, welcome to our journey. Sorry guys, I was supposed to stream earlier, but anyways, what happened, and I'm late, and I am very sad about it. Let's see what we have here. So today is the last day on the 100 days of data structure and algorithm. Uh, Hello, Ceiling Fun. You're welcome. Thank you for coming around. So today is day 100, and I don't know. I kind of have a mixed feeling about today. Not because I'm sad or anything, but it just shows you know how discipline makes you you know achieve a lot of things, right? So, what I mean by that is, I actually had a lot of doubts when was starting out on the 100 days of data structures and algorithm. It wasn't even planned. I just woke up one day and said, okay, I'm going to stream for 100 days and learn a little bit about data structures and algorithm. And funny enough, I've learned more than I thought. And I'm not saying I'm an expert in, solving late code based questions, but what I'm saying is I've achieved a few things out of these 100 days, right? A lot of things compared to what I knew about data structure, you know, previously, right? So, um, it's an amazing journey, and I would like to, you know, continue doing data structures and algorithm. But for now, I need to take, a little break from the 100 days that I've done now and re-strategize and see, what the next challenge will be, right? As a software engineer, doing data structures and algorithm, and solving lead code based questions is very good, right? It is excellent, but there is still more to software development than just data structures and algorithm. Data structures and algorithm is good for um for understanding how core algorithms work, how to implement certain algorithms that you don't even get to see in normal, let's say, for example, web development, right? But it just helps you know how to think as a programmer. So that's a little bit about data structure and algorithm and what it is and how it will help you as a software engineer. But like I said, there's more to software engineering than just data structure and algorithm, which brings me to my next point. My plan for this channel is to actually, you know, learn stuff, right? As you can see, the name of the channel is From Scratch. So when I started the 100 days of data structure and algorithm, I started from scratch. It wasn't that I had any prior experience for when it comes to data structure and algorithms, right? I went through a challenge and learned a couple of things. I learned algorithms, like, let me write out a few here. So here we did, let me say, so I can put like I want to use hold on, sorry, let me just, okay. So I can even write out everything I've done here so far, right? So let's quickly take an overview. Let's go over everything. we've seen so far, right? So, and this will even help others as well. Now, I started with on day one. I started with strings and let's say strings. Okay, this is really huge. Let's bring this here. 30 is good or 40. So strings and array, those are like the first data structure you will learn when it comes to data structures and algorithm. Even in programming, when it comes to programming in general, right? So I started with strings and arrays, right? I mean, I'm not going to put everything in the same order, but I'm just going to, state out some things here. Now, with arrays, knowing how arrays work and, you know, knowing how you can perform, you know, adding an item to an array, which is appending an item to an array, popping an item from an array, right? Knowing how to do those things, you know what? Let me just use this to write. I don't think I want to write with, I think this is not big enough. Sorry. Okay. I'm trying to make this a little bigger. Okay. All right. This is okay. So let's say here I started with arrays and strings. I want to make this a list. How do you make a list here? Okay, font sizes. Oh, okay. All right. How do you get a list out of this thing? Mm, I don't know. I'm trying to create a list here, and sorry, bear with me, guys. I am really not sure how this works. Let's do it this way. Nah, this doesn't work. Uh, I don't know. Frame. Honestly, I don't know how to do this. You know what? Let's just keep it as is. I thought I had an idea. Scatter fonts. Hmm. Interesting. Okay, so enough about that. Let's just list out a few data structures here. So I'll write this and reduce this, bring this down a little, just a little down. Down enough for you to see on the screen. Um, hello, ransom. Hello, ransom. 100 viewers. uh, okay, so we did arrays, common strings, right? Strings and arrays. We also saw, we also had a look at, let me put a line here. Okay, this is actually very huge than I thought. So let's reduce this a little bit. I don't know, I'm confused. How come they, is it? I thought they had, this is export image. I do not understand what's going on here. I was just trying to, create a list. Apparently, that isn't available, which is another. I mean, I can't imagine they don't support, you know, just test alignment. Interesting. Anyway, so let's continue. We looked at how to create how to work with strings, right? The string data structure and arrays. Now, after learning about arrays, right, one of the most interesting things to, start doing is stacks, right? Stacks. Now, I'm not saying this is the order you should follow, but from the 100 days so far, right, this is what I've actually discovered based on the things I know, right? So, or based on the things I've learned. So, you can study stacks, right? Stacks will be next after arrays, and you can also do queues and queues, right? You can learn about queues as well. So this is going to be queues. After stacks and queues, because stacks and queues are relatively similar, right? So you can just carry on from there. Now with this, when you go to Leet code, right, I think the best thing to do is to solve the easy questions first. Solve them enough for them to become second nature, right? And by second nature, I mean you look at the question, and after reading it, you will not spend so much time, right, trying to understand it as you did the first time when you saw the question. And this will, automatically, transfer to the next question you will be solving, right? Because each question in Leet code, given a certain difficulty and data structure, right, they are actually similar. This is what I've learned. So I'm just saying, right? So questions are similar, and make sure you solve the easy ones first before the difficult questions. Then we'll move on to the next one. So this is stacks and queues. Now I'm just saying this from the top of my head, the things I've learned. So in case I forget anyone, I might need to go and check my notes to see again, but I'm not sure I'll forget anything for now. So yeah, let's keep going. After stacks and queues, right? The next thing to learn will be what's it going to be? Yeah, so learn about, hash table and sets, right? I think after this, arrays will include sets and somehow. So I mean, hash hash tables. Now, I would say I did hash table on a given day, or let's say I studied hash tables separately. But one thing I realized is I've used it without actually knowing it, right? Without actually realizing that I was using hash tables. So again, hash table will be good to know. What will be the next one? The next one will be um so after learning about hash tables, I'll just put hash tables and sets. Okay. After hash table and sets, the next thing to learn. Okay, I don't want to say the node related data types yet, data structures yet. I want to look at the other ones that I saw. Yes, sliding window. Okay, I actually. All right, so my order might be mixed now. You know what? I'm just okay. I'll create a diagram from this later on. Strings and arrays. After strings and arrays and stacks, right? Stacks and queues. The next thing to study will be matrix. So learn about matrix. Now matrix is going to be like this. Come on, that's your matrix. Okay. Then you learn about the, you know, what else? I think so learn about stacks, queues, matrix. then two pointers. Two pointers. After two pointers, you can then learn about sliding window, because without two pointers you cannot understand sliding window. So you can put sliding window somewhere here. Don't worry, I'll create a diagram out of this list. I'm just listing them out so that I know the steps to, draw them in, or the order in which I should draw the diagram. So we have sliding window, which is the next data structure, right? After sliding window, we'll need to go into the search algorithm. So we'll look at sliding, binary search. Look at how to implement a binary search. Okay. Then the next thing to do is to learn about, let me see, what else do I have on this list? Binary search. After binary search, I don't think so. These are the things I've covered in this 100 days, and I'm still listing more. So after doing these, I think it would be nice to know how to sort, right? So I'll say sorting, only selection sort for now. Selection sort or insertion sort. So we can put those two as the start with selection sort first. Do selection sort for the sorting algorithm. Then you can look at hash tables and sets. Okay. And then what's the next thing? The next thing to do is now a little bit unfamiliar ones, right? So we'll start with linked list. Linked list will be the first. Then you look at doubly linked lists. Doubly linked lists. And last but not least, right, you have a look at binary trees. Binary underscore trees. Okay, so this is what I did in these 100 days. I make sure I'm familiar with all of these data structures, right? I made sure I understood how they work, even though I'm not, on an expert level, right? I actually made sure, right? I actually made sure that I know how to use them. When there is a question, for example, I can easily implement a binary search. I can create a linked list. I can do all the basic operations when it comes to these data structures, which is the most important thing to do. Familiarize yourself with this thing, yes, and then you just start solving the questions. Now, familiarizing yourself means also trying your hands on these questions, Leet code questions, right? So here is the platform, leetcode.com, right? You come here, you can look at this list. There are a ton of data structures that I haven't covered myself. I'll continue studying, and maybe one day run another, probably I'll run a class on these things someday. So I'm just saying that for now, but anyways, that's the future plan. But what I mean is, you can come here, right, and just look at the data structure you want to study, search for it here, right? Let's say, for example, you want to solve a string or two pointer related question. Okay, I saw string here. String and arrays are the first one, right? Now, here's what you see. You see the questions like this, right? I solved a couple of questions, But when you click on the difficulty, right, you'll be able to sort it, right? You'll be able to sort it based on difficulty. So when you sort the questions, you now see, okay, now I have the easy ones, right? Now, the ones that are even easier, because there are some easy questions that are actually hard, right? So to even identify the easiest ones, right, you can come here and look at the acceptance rate. So the acceptance rate for this question is 93.4%. It means, 93 out of the 100% people that submitted an answer for this question got accepted. So there is a chance for you to be able to solve this question. So you can come here, right? I think, okay. Oh, what do you mean? Okay, there are no questions for me. All right. So, yeah, and there are a lot of questions. Now, another trick is, even though this question is a string data structure, it doesn't mean you can, you know, it's only it can only be solved using the techniques of the string data structures, right? So a question might actually be related to a different data structure, which means you might not be familiar with that data structure, and the question will be hard for you to solve. So another thing to do is to show the tags, right? So you can see for this string, this is strictly a string related question. This is an array and string, right? And this is another string related question, simulation. But this just means you can use methods from a different data structure to solve the question. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to solve the question with that particular data structure. It's just like a hint, right? It's just like a hint. Anyways, it's just like a hint. So somebody says, okay, Celine fan said, I don't know why, but I love difficult things. Yeah, solving difficult things is actually good, yes. But when you're doing a difficult thing, when you are solving a difficult question, just know it will take you time, right? So let's say, for example, you don't know anything about two pointers, right? And for the first time, you're seeing a two-pointer question, right? Let's say, for example, you want to solve this longest palindromic substring, which is a medium difficulty question, right? You don't know anything about two pointers and you want to solve this question. It will be difficult for you at first. I mean, you might have works around, right? You might struggle a little bit to find the solution, but that also means you waste time trying to find the solution. There are many more challenges, there are many more medium or difficult questions for this particular data structure. Why waste time solving a question in a data structure you are not familiar with at first? Right? On your first trial, do not waste any time. You can come here, right? Look at the editorial. Sometimes it is locked, sometimes it is okay. This is actually opened, so you can look at the editorial and see an explanation to the question. And what I usually do is I don't look at the solution immediately. Even when I'm looking at the editorial, I just read through this part, right, from the approach all the way to just before the solution, and try to understand what the question really is, right? What are the steps or approach to solving this problem? So again, that's how I approach, or that's how I'll study, right? And if you have somebody who knows how to solve data structures and algorithms question and can mentor you or guide you through your journey, that would be nice. Otherwise, ChatGPT can be your friend. Most of the times, right, lead code questions are are not, I'm not saying necessarily unclear, but the wording of the question sometimes is just, I don't know. I don't get it, right? And you have to struggle a little bit to understand the question itself. So what I do is, when I don't understand the question, I ask, you know, GPT to explain the question to me, right? Without the code. So I don't need the code. Explain the question to me. Then I try to understand the question, right? And once I get it, once I understand what GPT is trying to tell me, then it means, okay, now I'll have to come up with the code myself. And when I get stuck, right, which probably won't be, as difficult as you not understanding the question at all, right? So when you get stuck, I think you can just, you know, try and look at some solution, or even better still, ask GPT to provide you with the code, right? Or even, steps, right? Try to make sure that you participate in the solution, in getting the solution, even though you are using GPT, right? Tell GPT to just uh you know give you hints, right? Give you an explanation of what is happening where. And even if you can't participate 100% through that solution, right? Through providing the solution, it will actually help you understand the different steps taken to solving that question. And this will help you going forward, right? Solving similar questions will now become a little easier. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, because lead code questions are just, I don't know, they are unlike anything I've seen before, right? So, anyways, what it means is, try and participate in the retrieval or finding the solution to a question when you are asking GPT, or try to understand somebody's solution, right? Most of the times people add notes to their solution, so it will be nice to, read their note as well. So again, it's that's how it is, right? That's how it has been for these days that I've been streaming. And yeah, I the next thing to also do is to choose a programming language, right? Now, a programming language, very a suited programming language for data structures and algorithm questions is Python, in my own opinion, right? Because I know how to code in Python. I know how. In fact, I learned how to code in Python just because I wanted to solve data structures and algorithm questions. Now, the syntax of Python is actually very nice, and it is easier for you to write code in. So, I recommend using Python. Um, Languages like JavaScript and hold on, languages like JavaScript and PHP, which are the other languages I use. Well, I would say they are not possible to solve leet code questions in. In fact, when you come here and you click on the drop down, right, you can choose any of the supported languages from here. So you can see there's PHP, which is one of my languages, my favorite language. In fact, my favorite language so far. There's JavaScript and TypeScript in case you want to use them. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, choose Python if you are comfortable with Python. Don't try to use something like C++, except you have reasons to use C++, right? So anyways, oh, I see somebody say, what's the next plan? Well, the next plan, actually, I think it will be to make, so I have some projects that I'm working on, and it would be nice to also, stream those as well. I'm not going to continue streaming every day because the challenge is now officially over. So I'll need to plan something for the next phase, right? The next thing. So one of the things I'm thinking about is to also, do real world projects, right? Real projects here. So I'm trying to build a WordPress clone. Now, I'm not trying to clone WordPress website. I want to build a page builder, right? I've always been fascinated with how page builders work. So, for example, when you look at something like WordPress, right? WordPress, Joomla, all these page builders, right? All these CMS. So I want to build something like this, and I also want to document my journey on building it. I will not use. So my plan is to. So right now I have no clue how this is done. So I'm just going to dash in and figure it out, right? So that would be something nice to also stream. I will implement a lot of features, and I will every day when I work on it, I'll stream and show you, what I've accomplished, and just to give you a little bit of tutorial on how certain things work when it comes to building a real world project. So that's one of my plans. And another plan is to continue posting, but not every day, data structure and algorithm questions, right? Solving data structures and algorithm questions. I can be posting YouTube shorts, or, better still, on my social media pages, right? On my platforms. I can be making more videos. But the thing about streaming every day is that it is actually difficult than you think, right? So I had to work long hours, work late into the night, just to be able to have time in the following day, right, to stream. So I will need to take a little break, not a long break, right? I'll just have to take a bit of break from, streams, and properly plan my next move, right? Because I need to build real world projects as well. Being a software engineer is not really just about data structures and algorithm, but also being able to find solutions to problems, right? I have not covered all the data structures. Nope. And that is not possible to do in 100 days as a beginner, right? Except you are extremely, extremely gifted, then I think you can become very good at a few as a beginner, right? Otherwise, normal people, right, like myself, right, you can just look at these data structures, try to understand how they work, try to know how to implement, them. Something like creating a linked list, binary trees, doubly linked lists, hash tables, selection sorts, binary search. Very important, binary search, especially when it comes to binary trees, right? Now, one thing you would think that's one thing you may be thinking, okay, binary trees and binary search might probably be the same. In fact, the name of this is BST, binary search trees. And the reason why they are called so is really, it really lies within how the technique it takes to perform operations on each of when it comes to each of these data structures. So they are similar in techniques, but they are not similar data structures, right? One has to do with finding a value as part of a data set, and the second one has to do with finding data, right, from a different type of data set, right? So in the case of binary search, you can use it on iterables like strings and arrays. For now, that's all I know. But when it comes to binary trees, right, it involves using nodes. It involves using a tree, traversing a tree, using, depth first search, breadth first search, and so on, right? So again, that's one thing to note. And I think doing real world projects will also help others, right? Understand how, some things are done, right, in terms of development and building projects in general. So that's one of my plans going forward. But again, I will still stick to solving data structures and algorithm. Maybe I can stream data structures and algorithm, um, you know, in, let's say for example, in a month, sorry, once every week, right? Let's say on weekends I can make a stream on the questions I've solved over the week. Now my personal studies are going to continue, but the stream is not going to be every day. I can do it once in a week, right? Once in a week. Then, you know once in a week, once in a week as well. So I can do once in a week, cover data structures and algorithm questions that are solved during the week. Let's say in a week, on a weekend, for example, on a Saturday, I can decide to stream on a Saturday and solve data structures and algorithm questions. Then on any given day, I can share or show you guys how to build a project, right? We can use my favorite languages, so I can choose maybe PHP, JavaScript, and just just um just to be able to balance up, right? Not too much data structure in algorithms, but also include projects, right? Include real world projects, interesting projects, difficult projects. I think I have a list of difficult projects that are really good for you to build. And let me show you quickly. I will open this here. I actually stored this somewhere here. So I have a list of questions, a list of projects to build in order for you to understand. Hold on. I think I have more challenging questions to build. Hold on. Uh, what? This is not the list. I'm trying to get you the list. Just give me a second, please. Um. Uh, uh, um, mm, du- 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 du. Um, I don't think there is. Okay, yes, I've seen it now. It's still by the same guy. So here is a list of projects you can build, and a list of data structures you can also try. Challenging programming algorithms, right, and data structure every programmer should try. And there is also challenging projects every programmer should try. More challenging projects every programmer should try. So what I'm trying to say is I may be building projects here as well, which will also involve using some data structures, right? So we can look at real world application of um, certain data structures and also building projects with them. This will be difficult, which means that streaming it will actually be nice. We can have an interaction. You know what? Let me leave a link to this post in my description below. So This will be very nice for you to look at. I will say here, challenging programming project every challenging. Okay. Anyways, so aside from building a page builder, right, which is one of my projects that I've always wanted to work on, I also want to know how to build plugins for WordPress websites, right? Building plugins, building, you know, I've always been interested in WordPress, PHP, because my first job was with PHP. I got my first job as a PHP developer and PHP and WordPress developer. So I was doing most of the thing, and I fell in love with the language and WordPress, the platform as well. So that will be something I'll be doing going forward, and I'll be building some of the projects here just to challenge myself and see how far I will go, right? Like I said, the idea of this channel, right, is to actually show you guys that you can always start from somewhere, right, and become fairly good at something, right? At least it just shows discipline and resilience and sticking to a plan, right? Because my plan was to stream data structures and algorithm for 100 days, and I knew I'll be able to learn some data structure while I'm doing this stream, right? And also help others to also learn as well, right? So if anybody was doing data structures and algorithm for 100 days, the day I started, right? Or even after today, you try to, go on that journey and study every day for 100 days, you should, be able to know, as at least as a beginner, right? You'll be able to cover all of this, right? You know this, you will solve questions with these data structures. And that's just the beginning. You can even do more than me, right? At least this is what I covered while I was still, I still had work to do and other stuff. But again, growth is certain, is guaranteed when you repeat something, when you continue trying, when you continue putting in an effort to become better at something, right? Growth is guaranteed. I did not do dynamic programming and graph because, again, like I said, the 100 days are not, it's just for me to find out, right, the data structures that I can learn within 100 days and how good I can become at them. I'm not looking to be excellent good. You cannot be very good at a data structure within that time frame. Again, I'm not saying it is impossible, but like, I'm just saying you shouldn't put too much pressure on yourself, trying to become very good all of a sudden. It doesn't work that way. You go through failure, you go through relearning stuff, finding what works for you, right? And while I was doing this 100-day stream, I actually found something that worked for me, and I'm going to stick with that. So, again, from scratch dev is this channel, and the idea is to learn stuff from scratch, build projects from scratch, and just document stuff, right? I guess I'm really repeating what I've said before, but the truth is this has to be the way, right? This is a channel where your failures are also seen, right? I also, by failures are also seen, I mean, if I had not stopped, if I had not continued and completed the 100 days, that means I had failed at it, right? And what message am I passing across by stopping in the middle of the challenge, right? It means I am not disciplined enough. Aside the fact that there might be some uh, you know issues that are out of my control that will prevent me from streaming every day, right? Which is something I also looked at, but I made sure that that is always taken care of, and I made sure that I coded every day for actually 100 days. So it means anybody who is a subscriber to this channel, who follows this channel, is also has a purpose or a goal they are trying to achieve. And by me doing this, it means okay, they can also set a challenge for themselves, right? And accomplish them, right? So what I'm trying to say is whatever it is that you're trying to do not pressure yourself as long as you keep showing up for it, right? You keep coming in every day to learn. Learn something new every day. Learn one thing new. Solve a new question, right? Or try to understand a question that you cannot solve. Understand it so well that you can even set the question yourself, right? So yeah, that I think that's really what I learned from these 100 days, and it has been an amazing journey. Now I see I can go on and do more difficult stuff, right? I'll go on and re-strategize and plan more content going forward. So again, if you are here for the first time, that's what we will be doing going forward. Doing It's like a training camp that you are not physically at, right? So what I'm saying here is from 5 years from now, right? Um, everybody on this channel should become a totally different person, right? You should, you know, be able to look back and say, okay, I actually set this goal and I accomplished them, because that's what I'm actually trying to do myself. And I've ticked off this on my list. It means any other thing on the list, I can actually go all in and accomplish them. So, yeah, I've solved a quite a number of questions, so far. Let me show you my profile. It's not a lot, but it is, you know, a reasonable amount of question from the amount of question I was solving previously, right? So you can see so far I solved 93 questions. I'm not saying you should solve 93 questions within 100 days. I'm just saying you should, you know, be consistent. Learn every day. Study every day. I wish I were in front of you guys physically to tell you this, but learning every day, makes you understand stuff. It improves you by a tiny bit. You don't see it, right? You don't see the changes immediately, but over time, it adds up, right? It makes you, grow. You're just there and you realize you actually know something. So please, um even though I'm not going to stream every day, I will need you guys to set a goal for yourselves, right? You can join the Discord channel and stick to the goals that you set. I will continue studying every day data structures and algorithm, because my goal is to become really good at it. Right now, I am not very good at data structures and algorithm, but what I know is I am disciplined enough I'm disciplined enough to continue studying, right? To continue sticking to my goals if I set any goals, and making sure that I meet, the end of each one of them and I check them off the list. So again, let me go over this. The goal for this channel going forward is to show resilience, is to show discipline in studying, right? We'll study a lot of things going forward. Like I said, we'll build a WordPress clone, a page builder, right, and add certain features to it. So it's just going to be a fun real world project, and at the same time it is interesting because it is actually difficult. Right now I have no idea how I'll be doing this, right? I have no idea how I'll be doing this, but it means just the way I did not have any idea about data structures and algorithm when I was starting out, right? I had an idea, but like I wasn't. I had no idea about, let's say, something like linked list, right? I did not know what a linked list was. In fact, I've heard it and I thought, this thing I don't understand it, right? But I later realized, by trying every day to understand what it is, I finally knew what it is, right? So even though this project, I'm not trying to build the whole WordPress platform from scratch. I'm just trying to build a page builder, right? Implement drag and drops and so on, right? So those are like things that I've never done before, that are, difficult, because you don't see somebody wake up a beginner or a novice in web development wake up one day and say, okay, I want to build WordPress from scratch, right? Even somebody who is experienced, WordPress, the platform, is actually a complex platform, but the idea behind it is simple. You can build a website without using code, right? You can just drag components and drop, right? So I will document all that journey here. I will stream it live and show you every day the progress, the things I did, what I learned, right? And share that with you guys so that you guys can go on and build something fun yourselves. And if you are interested, you can also build the project from the website linked in the description of this video. I think Otabil said, "What's the name of the channel, please?" Um, are you asking about the Discord channel? Because this YouTube channel is from Scratch Devs, right? We have a Discord server where you can join. The link is in the description. The link is also on the home link of this channel, so you can have access to those and join us on Discord, and study with other people. You can make friends. I think there are a number of people there. There is Dan, there is Ransom, there is Comfort. There are a lot of people on the channel. I think Uzbek. Those are people I actually, met on my stream, and we created this platform. We collaborate. You can talk with people, you can chat with anybody, and when I have time myself, I occasionally come to the channel. But it's not for me, it's just for people that have the same mindset as I do, right? And I also want to build something and go on an amazing challenge and complete it, right? Achieve something. So by the end of this year, I think everybody on Discord should be able to present, right? I'll send out a form, right? You guys will fill in the different things you've built. So it's going to be a challenge for everybody, and we have to stick to it and work hard, just working extremely hard. And by the end of the year, we can review whatever we've built, the things we've achieved, and even if it's a tiny bit of, challenge, something really small, I think achieving it is a good reward to yourself, right? And sticking to your plans, sticking to um, whatever you plan to do, just shows that you are disciplined and resilient towards your challenges. Okay, so enough for now. I think okay, there are no questions. I would actually love to have some questions for you guys regarding anything at all, right? So again, this is awesome. Honestly, I can't I don't know what to say, but I'm really happy I was able to do this. When I started streaming every day on this channel, I did not know I'll get subscribers. I actually had zero plans, right? For people to subscribe, and all of a sudden, I'm with a lot of people, amazing people from all over the world. Thank you guys. I really want to thank you for subscribing to my channel. And over these 100 days, I've been able to grow my channel from, I think when I started streaming, I'd actually started this channel back last year, which was in 2023. And over the year, right, so let's say over 10 months, I had um 120 subscribers. Those are just people I asked to subscribe, and a few people online. But after that, when I started streaming these data structures and algorithm stuff, right, I was actually not expecting anybody to subscribe, because I'm not necessarily an expert teaching the subject. I'm just learning and streaming my journey, and somehow people found it interesting and were subscribing to my channel, which I am really grateful for. Thank you guys for supporting me. And yeah, and you know I'll continue um doing more stuff, right? Continue studying, continue sharing my knowledge with you guys. Anything I know, the things I've learned, I will try and make sure that I carry you guys along, so that you guys can learn something from my experience as well. So from the bottom of my heart, I would really like to say thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers. It's amazing. I would, in my wildest dream, I've never expected to have that much subscribers, and I'm really thankful to you guys for subscribing to my channel. I've said it again and again, but this means a lot to me for you guys to subscribe to my channel. 1,000 subscribers? Are you kidding? That's a lot. So, thank you guys. I'm really really grateful, and for always showing up to my stream, and uh honestly, it's a lot. I can't put everything to. I can't say all of how I really feel about this. Words are not enough to for me to express it, but I hope, I hope, you know, I continue with you guys and do, you know, amazing stuff with you people. We'll build more projects. We'll solve more data structures and algorithm questions. Anyways, thank you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel once again. Thank you to the amazing friends I've made here. I don't know all of your names, but Ransom, Dan, Uzbek, who else is here? Comfort usually comes here. There is Sad, um, Sailing Fun, a lot of people, right? Adu is new. I'm seeing him from for the first time here, and every other person that I've not mentioned their name. You know, thank you guys for joining this awesome journey with me, and we'll continue doing more stuff. Right? We'll build projects. We'll solve more data structures and algorithm questions. Honestly, it's just giving me this feeling that I still have to stream tomorrow, but unfortunately, I have to resume fully at work. I need to complete some projects that I'm working on. So again, Thank you guys. And yeah, so that's all I have to do today. My time is up. I have just spoken for 1 hour, and I'll miss streaming, but it doesn't it won't take it will be too long before I resume streaming again. So yeah, so keep an eye out, and we will um do more stuff, right? We'll build more projects. Streaming is going to be constant, right? We are not going to stop streaming. So, but again, it's been nice. Thank you guys for subscribing. Continue to subscribe because we'll have more stuff to do in the future. Um, so again, thank you, thank you, thank you. You see, I've been repeating the same thing over and over again because I feel somehow living here, but then I'm not living completely. But yeah, so I'll announce when I begin streaming again. You will see, you know, my notifications. So just be sure to subscribe, and we'll continue more stuff. Thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh my god, that had to come. All right. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, guys. Bye. I'll be gone. Lay me down. I'm not going to. Okay, guys. Bye. 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 Bye.